the reason I bring up this argument is because just like
you just
Robin
want
Williams,
Big Brothers to get money. That's what you want.
no, it's like even
Right.
with Robin Williams,
Keep big men in Hollywood.
hey,
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
so Chris, are you still on the run from stealing that baby?
I know he got
Man.
I say you picked him up at a racetrack earlier.
No,
Somebody
You're like,
met
hey,
him
yo, I
all
found a
black
baby,
and
yo.
he took him.
it was the quick trip, not the racetrack. All right.
Yeah, picked up a baby and a 10-pack of Fireball.
Hey, man.
Need a pack of cools and a light skinned baby, please. And
Oh,
$5 diesel.
pretty much.
So yeah, Chris, what tell us about this little accessory you have on the pod.
Yeah.
I'll let him tell you yourself. Don't trust the new niggas over there. See, that's his words.
Hey, hold his neck. He's like,
I got him.
Yo.
No. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new accessory to my life. Lorenzo. Yeah, I know. Black as hell.
Lorenzo, what
Taylor Brown.
He gonna tell people he got Indian in his family later?
I don't-
Well, he does. I'm Cherokee in there somewhere.
Yeah, Chris actually isn't black. I don't know if y'all know that.
What?
Yeah, that's just that he don't know. He see that all that's just it's a birthmark.
I got a year round 10. But
Christ.
it just never
Oh my
fades.
God.
It gets darker in the summertime, but it never fades.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, just want to let you all see him because Rand, this first time meeting, but I know Sarat and Marcos, they've been going through this journey with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the spirit of the new baby, I know a couple of us are gonna have a little toast.
Yes.
A new addition to the world, which is awesome. You know,
Yes, indeed. Fatherhood is a beautiful thing.
yeah, we
Let's go,
you know,
Dad gang.
yeah, we love the children. Cheers. Well, actually,
Cheers.
Chris, you do the cheers, man.
I thought Chris was gonna take the whole bottle down. For a second.
Hey, Chris, your mic's off, bro. Chris, your mic's off.
Oh man.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
You
pulled the
muted or
mic.
something.
My
There
bad.
you go. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, okay. Well, cheers, anyways. Well, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
It's your boy Marco, aka at the Sunset
He
Kid.
was too into that cheek juice.
It's your boy Chris Brown, aka Red 4 Delta, with LTB Lorenzo Taylor Brown over here.
And well, you know what? If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll notice that we got 4 squares on the screen today because we have a special guest. You know, of a close friend of the pod, close friend of Marcos and I. Chris's first time meeting him, but we got a little music, rapping, and video game extraordinaire, Mr. MegaRan. Why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd, people? Whatever.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Yo, it's awesome to be here. Been a fan for a long time. Been also a friend watching from a distance, kind of lurking. But it's cool to be here, man. Y'all crazy. I'm
You
just
gotta drop the bombs. Pew, 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 pew.
Well, I mean, you know, since it's your first time on the pod, we gave you the illustrious title of movie picker this week. So why don't you let the people know what movie you picked?
Oh man, this is a movie I was actually trying to avoid, and then I was
Why?
like, you know what? Because I just didn't think I would enjoy it or anything, so I was like, But then I was like, you know what? This will make a good time for me to watch it, and something that nobody would have to look too far to find because it's fairly new. So I chose a Minecraft movie,
Starring Marcos.
2025,
Starring Marcos.
starring Marcos. Marcos, yeah, have y'all? You do a movie podcast, so you have talked about how Marcos is the bootleg man, right? Like he's basically the guy from the barbershop.
Outing me.
Yeah,
Outing me.
That's
Marcos
Hustle
come
Man.
in
That's
like,
Hustle Man
"Hey,
from
yo."
Martin.
He's like, "Hey yo, I got them DVDs." So
I even got a trench
DVDs.
coat. I just opened my t-shirt. Just
So
Oh,
Marcos
man.
showed up. God, this was months ago, and had the version with no effects in it, and
Yes,
was
the
like,
work
"Yo,
print.
I got that," and I was like, "I'm not watching this."
I watched like the first 10 minutes of it, and that was like better than the finished product.
I was like, you know what? Now I look back, it's like it probably ain't no worse, but the movie is all special effects. So it's like without that, it's like what are these dudes running around on green screens?
It is hilarious. Well, it had some special effects. It just wasn't polished.
Okay.
But this movie
How
is
do you
wild.
come across that? How do you come across a work version like that?
A bootleg
somebody-
king never tells his secrets though.
It doesn't, but allegedly, supposedly, with things like that, it most famously happened in Wolverine Origins, is that the studio that is hired to do the final special effects, like once the movie's finalized, and it's just to finish it up to go to theaters, like button everything up. Somebody misplaces a copy, or somebody shows it to a friend, and then they bootleg it and pretty much ostracizes the person and gets them kicked out of the industry.
Wait. Listen, I know y'all get on me for saying
I
certain words.
I was waiting.
I don't
for
even
it.
know if that was a real word.
No, I mispronounce it because I am Hispanic. Certain words.
Yeah, but what was the word? You trying to ostracize?
That's what I thought.
Exactly.
Okay.
You see, so you guys knew the word, so you just paused. Just
No, I thought you was doing Killer Instinct combos and shit.
Well, anyway, so it gets you blackballed in the industry when you do something like that. So it's very easy to find out what studio did the special effects for this, and I'm pretty sure somebody along those lines or somewhere in that chain, they found who it was, because when a work print, the reason it's called a work print is like it has a digital tag on it that it tells you who uses it, and like it's like signing out a book at a library card. When you get handed a version of a work print, your initials are on it, so it's very easily trackable.
Yeah, it's kind of like having a watermark on a script and stuff like that.
Yeah, like everything is assigned to an individual. So like if let's say in acting, if they're doing ADR, which is after the movie's finished and you got to dub certain lines, and they give Rand a copy, it's going to have Rand's digital code on there. Like, the file itself will have whatever assigned number that they gave to Rand. So if that copy gets bootlegged or leaked, they're going to trace it back to Rand. Whether it's his fault or not, they're going to know how it happened. So,
all right. Well,
so this thing fell off the back of a digital truck.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah, you're lucky if Marcos had his digital code on it, it'd say Cheek Juice 96.
First of all, 96 was a good deal. For those of you, everybody that listens to the podcast know what that means. Brad, it's my Mio, the Mio drink that I drink. The since it comes in a what's a Soda Stream bottle that's clear with no label. Chris has dubbed it Cheek Juice.
Cheek Juice.
That's what he's referring to.
Yeah.
All right. So off rip, Minecraft movie. What did you guys think of the movie? Rand, go first since you are the.
Wait. Let's take this shot so I can go sit him down.
All right, cool. I thought we did that. All right, cool.
No, it's still right here.
But you don't want to.
Did you propose the toast? Is there a toast, or you just drinking?
Oh no,
because it's 1:45 in the afternoon. Let's go.
Well,
it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It's 5 o'clock almost here.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. Now, toasting to just celebration of life on all levels, all of our lives on all levels.
Salud.
You know what I'm saying?
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Cheers. Yeah. Okay.
See Marcos, you don't even got the cheek juice today.
Is
that a cherry zero Coke?
Yes.
Get out of here.
I was trying to avoid the
Zero.
That's why I went out and purposely walked a couple blocks over and got myself a
You
labeled
walked
drink.
where?
I walk my dog daily. I walk my dog daily. We don't have to take boats and horses like you where you live at, Chris.
Hey,
Chris is like, I'm gonna see you in a fortnight. He sets out like a year before.
Chris lives where they film Oregon Trail. That's where.
As long as I'm on time, it's okay.
All right, so off rip,
give me a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, off rip. Did y'all like the movie? Rand, since you were the special guest, you go first. What did you think?
I mean, I didn't hate it, I must say. I don't even really know the game that well, so I'm sure I missed a ton of things that they did for the gaming audience.
Mm-hmm.
But it was okay. You know what I mean? I think it could have been a lot worse. So I think as far as when a game gets adapted to a movie, I expect the absolute worst. So better than I thought. I mean, I do like Jack Black, and I do like most of the cast. So, yeah, I would say it was okay.
Okay, what about you, Marcus? What did you think of the movie? I mean, other than when you got back from the red carpet, because you were starring in it, you had to, you know.
I missed something.
Honestly,
I was just talking about how Marcos is on his way up in Hollywood.
okay. First of all, I'm not Jack Black.
I don't know.
Shout
You
to
sure?
him. We're two different races completely. Just
Wow.
because we're both chubby men with long curly hair and multicolored beards does not make us like, you know what I mean? Like I don't
Sounds like twin to me.
No, it's you, him, and the cop from The Dark Knight. That's it.
Wow.
Are y'all competing for the same roles?
Hey man,
Oh, man.
you gotta get in whatever niche you can. So this movie, honestly, I don't know what to say. I know this is not my cup of tea.
Really? I would have thought
yeah.
it was like right up your alley.
Hey, actually,
No,
so would I.
like I've never played this game. I like halfway through the movie when Jack Black is explaining, he's like, you use your mind, we mine the resources, and then we use our mind to craft things. I bet it clicked right then and there. It's like, oh,
Like,
Minecraft.
Yeah, but
Minecraft.
like, like it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It just wasn't for me. Like I thought it was gonna be a lot more like okay, like what's it called? Jason Momoa.
Mhm.
If you've seen him in the Fast and the Furious, the last one that dropped,
Yeah.
he was hamming it up and he was still acting well. I feel like Jason Momoa here, they were just like try to be funny but cringy, and he wasn't cringy. He's Jason Momoa. He was very endearing in his role, even though he was trying to be like, the douchebag in the beginning. It just looked so like I felt like every other take when he was being mean, he was apologizing.
Yeah.
And I also found that it was weird. It had a lot of adult jokes in a PG movie.
There were a lot of like adult.
A lot of
jokes.
adult jokes.
Yeah.
I
What about
guess
you,
they
Chris?
figure. I mean, the game is. I mean, what the game came out in originally like 2011, so they're
Yeah.
like they assume that most people that have been into it for a while might actually, be of age by this point. So
Yeah.
so they probably were like, all right, we can give them a little bit of adult humor.
Chris, what
Like
did you
the-
think? You got a whole baseball team of kids. What do you think they would like this movie?
You know why? I don't care if I like this movie. I like this movie. You know why?
Why?
Porch house, baby. Them ham steaks was talking to me.
Oh my god. What is
Look,
this
say what you want. When them pigs was getting turned, I said, "Is that a pork chop?" I said, "Wait, I gotta go pause this. I'm going straight to the store right now."
No,
I
Yes.
it's funny. I found myself trying to figure out if there was symbolism in a lot of this movie. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, why pigs? And then I realized it was all game related.
You
And
just
so
said he was.
I had no reference to it. So I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, so here's the thing. Okay, I feel like again, I thought the movie was okay. Obviously, I felt like again, maybe I was just outgrew the audience that it was aimed towards because like you said with Jason Momoa, I actually thought his humor wasn't cringy at all, but it was just aimed at like just a younger demographic. I could see little kids.
I think they
laughing at
were. I think they were trying to make him a dislikable character that had a story arc, but I was just like, no, that's just Jason Momoa like trying to be evil, but he couldn't.
Yeah.
He couldn't do it a great job.
When it comes to him, I'd actually like to see him act in a role where he's actually serious. Like every movie I've seen him, at least recently, he's like the bro. I like to see him be like a detective or even a villain. You know what I'm saying? But not like Fast and Furious villain, like a strong, dark villain. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, he's done it in the beginning of his career, but I think
What,
movies
Baywatch?
like this.
You liked him in
Uh,
Baywatch?
Was he a
No.
villain in Baywatch?
No, he was one of the lifeguards in the Baywatch Hawaii.
Of course.
Oh.
Forget.
He was a villain for
Well,
Marcos.
he was a villain in the TV show Game of Thrones, and I think he did a couple movies afterwards.
He
that
wasn't a villain. People loved.
I'm about to say he had like 2 episodes of Game of
Bro,
Thrones.
he sexually assaulted people in that show. That's villainous,
I mean,
brother.
that was
Like,
the way of the
Yeah,
land of the time. It was
But
a different time.
I've only ever seen 4 episodes of Game of Thrones, so I can't comment
Alright.
on this thing.
Well,
I
they
only
start,
watched the first season.
and
So
they definitely start building sympathy for him in Game of
Yeah.
Thrones. Like he gets sick and then he's dying, and so you kind of start feeling for him after a while. But I guess you'd call him a villain.
Well,
But he was still like just grunts and
yeah.
other languages. Just
But like, I feel like in this movie, like, and in the last couple of movies, he's just been playing himself. Like, have you seen? He did a He did
Yeah.
a couple like one of those adventure shows. He seems like a really cool dude. Like
He did.
like, you know
He
what
did
I
a show
mean?
where he was like doing like a lot of like charity work for Hawaii and stuff like that, with the
Yeah,
mountains and stuff like that.
like how he comes across in the stream, that's how he is. What was actually alarming is I felt like he gained a lot of weight for this role, or he just didn't work out because it was a kids movie.
I kept thinking that too. Like, did they want him to come in kind of chunky,
No.
or
It's just that post Fast and Furious. I don't know if y'all seen that clip recently of Vin Diesel
Oh
announcing.
my God, Vin Diesel looks like my old Dominican uncle.
Yeah,
I swear to God, like
It's
he's
like,
gonna
y'all want
whatever
another Fast and Furious.
like whatever whatever
Dad from
Hollywood
Roseanne.
fast or drugs he's gonna take. Yo, he has a lot. Like, his arms are small and his gut is big. And
Chris,
and,
I'm judging by Chris's face. You haven't seen this video.
No, I haven't. No.
Oh,
you
I gotta
gotta
send it to you, bro.
You got to see it.
He
He's
got
like,
that. He
got
looking
that
like
gut.
Luis Guzman. Like he's got that gut.
yeah, like, and not even Luis Guzman now, because Luis Guzman right now
he's
is
kind
actually
of slim
skinny.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks like
he's
Luis
slim
Guzman like 5 years ago.
Like back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, like
But once that check is cut and that signature is down, they'll get to work. The top trainers and top whatever they do
but that like
will
you
get
know
him
what?
into shape.
Yeah.
You know, Sarat, you work with athletes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, not you.
Oh,
That's
oh.
Chris. Chris, turn your ear. You might have to jack your volume down a little bit.
So you
Really?
work with athletes. Like, is it really that easy to gain and drop weight like that? Like, as a regular person,
I don't need to work with an athlete to know that my ass fluctuates.
No,
Right.
but
I
like,
I can just look at my own scale and say,
I know,
yes.
bro. My fucking
no, but like,
bro, by
but
5
like, if
a.m. and
you-
5 p.m., bro.
But no, but like you, like if you have
Yeah,
a goal
I'm,
weight and
bro, I'm Riddick. I'm Riddick at 5 a.m. and I'm Vin Diesel Fast and Furious 11 at 5 p.m.
but at a certain point, like I'm pretty sure you like a goal weight that you have is attainable. But like I feel like some of these guys
It ain't
like,
obtainable for him.
fluctuate hard,
It-
and this was way
I know
before
you ain't
the.
talking, Chris.
I'm about to say rice is in your diet all day, every day.
Listen,
If not ramen.
well, I feel like okay, at some point, age wise, it just becomes harder to lose the weight, right? So the weight packs on.
It's definitely
easier.
hard when you got a whole rice patty in your backyard.
Bro, listen, you the one that likes more rice than me, bro.
I like pork chops. Okay.
Get out of here.
as seen, but going back like Jack Black, this is probably the biggest I've ever seen him. Even when he was young, before he slimmed down for Hollywood, he's never been this big. And I guess it might be like, and then like I read some
What's he like,
article.
60 something years old now? Jack Black?
Is he that old?
Is it that old?
I'm about to
50,
say,
60, something like that. He look it.
I mean, he looks the same to me.
No,
Somewhere in
I
there.
mean
He's 55.
No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we'll get in the middle.
Close enough.
That's not saying a lot. That's not boding well for you, Marcus, considering you look exactly like him.
I mean,
Yeah,
I struggle
will
with my,
say,
my
I mean,
weight
the-
all the
the guy
time, but
got-
like,
the energy was there. Like I
Yeah.
didn't look at this man was acting on 11 the entire movie.
Yes.
yeah, he completely. I turned to Lily, and I was like, he took this role because he gets to sing. I don't know if you know this, but Jack Black can sing and act.
I think,
And this
He,
entire-
he's definitely musically inclined.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
Tenacious D, all that
yeah,
stuff.
and
But,
like,
but okay, so but though they did one thing in this movie that I think I've noticed in a couple of movies we've covered recently, and I think it's a trend. But like they do this giant exposition dump right in the beginning to try to explain the world. Did you guys think they actually needed that in the movie?
No.
I don't know if they needed it, but I had a lot more questions after the exposition dump
It
than
was
I did
helpful for me
before.
when I didn't play it, but yeah, you're right. I can say like there was too much at once. So like you can give me a little bit here, a little bit
Yeah.
there, but they just give it to you all at once.
I just don't think I needed that. I don't think I needed Jack Black's backstory about how he got into the Minecraft area, the overworld, or I don't even think I really cared to have Jason Momoa's backstory. Like I would have just rather seen it, develop as we're talking versus just this whole like thing in the beginning that kind of shows it. Like you didn't need that. If it had followed kind of the same routine or maybe it was trying to follow the same routine as like Robin Williams' Jumanji. I think that's what they were trying to do.
I mean, is Jack Black the new Robin Williams?
No.
His
In
last
what,
two,
in what
his
way?
la-
Can we talk about how they played the characters in the movie though? Because did y'all catch this? Is just me. When they all flew through the little blue door, I think it was the little skinny white girl. When she flew through, she bounced off Jason Momoa. When the black girl flew through, she knocked Jason Momoa back. That ain't cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's not.
First of all, shout out to Danielle Brooks who played the black girl character as you eloquently put.
Yeah.
I mean, what color is she? That's orange.
Yeah.
No, her name is Dawn, I believe, in the movie. Dawn was cool. But like this movie made $1 billion.
Did it?
Yes.
Look at what it did to movie theaters. Like I've seen clips on YouTube.
Right now, as
chickens?
speaking,
it's
worldwide is at $960 million, and that's not taking the home video. This is just pure movie theater. It was the number one movie from I think March 30th. No, I'm sorry, April 4th, all the way until like the end of May.
Yeah.
And this is abbreviated run, so this had legs behind it, and and the reason I say Jack Black might be the new Robin Williams is Robin Williams put together in the mid to late 90s like comparable movies where he was the man when it came to box office. Jack Black, the movie before this was Mario Brothers. The movie before that was the R.L. Stein thing. That's another movie that made like $700-800 million.
Did that the Goosebumps one?
But look at the history of it though. Like Goosebumps and stuff is our childhood. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this in the last one.
I was just talking about that too. I was reading about Jack Black's franchise history right now, and he is on a run, like between Minecraft, Mario, and then he did the Jumanji movies. So he's like the franchise player right now because all these movies are getting sequels. Mario's getting a sequel. I'm sure Minecraft's gonna get a sequel. Like he's the Vin Diesel for family movies. If you think about it, most of these movies were not over PG. Maybe was Jumanji PG-13 or was it just PG?
I think it was PG.
And if you think about that, it's very hard for you to make $1 billion, especially with Jumanji. That was tricky because that's an IP that could have been easily forgotten, but they made it so palatable for children that they understood it.
Okay,
and they weren't scared.
And they put big stars in it too. I think The Rock.
That's what I was gonna say. Rewind for a minute. He's not the main actor in the movie. In Jumanji, was Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Kevin Hart and The Rock are in it, so you got big names.
Yeah, because I feel like given like I'll give him credit for like this maybe a little bit, but like I kind of feel like it's almost like a Samuel L. Jackson. Like you look at Samuel L. Jackson's track record. He's known for his movies making like $12 billion in theaters, but like most of his movies, he's not the main attraction. So do you give him credit for it? Or
wait, hold on. You're forgetting about Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I'll give him Kung Fu Panda, but like again, Minecraft, Jumanji, Super Mario Brothers, no one's going to see it because Jack Black's in it.
But he's the vehicle.
But he's the
he's not the
guy that gets it. Maybe gets it.
Okay, think about Robin Williams.
I mean?
Think about Robin Williams. What movies did he come up that it was an original thing outside of Mrs. Doubtfire?
Well,
Jack.
Okay,
J-Lo.
J-Lo was the 8 hour photo, or is it 8 minute photo?
No. 1 hour photo. 1 hour photo.
1 hour photo. He wasn't the lead in that movie.
Exactly.
What about Aladdin?
Okay,
he was the voice.
Yeah, but that's another original. Yeah.
I mean, I think arguably Aladdin, because he only appeared in the first one. He didn't do the cartoons either. I think Jack Black's Kung Fu Panda overtakes that.
So I'll give him Kung Fu Panda because that's an original IP that that he kind of his performance kind of is right anchors it. But I feel like a lot of the other ones, you're gonna get a giant group of people that go watch it regardless because Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who would like Super Mario Brothers? Arguably, he was the bigger star because that was around the time that Chris Pratt.
He was not a bigger star than Chris Pratt at that time. No,
Chris
Pratt was Star-Lord. He
was involved in that
leading man by that time.
No, but during that time, Chris Pratt was going through that divorce, and then he was in that weird church
You Christian? What you talking about? Ain't no weird.
No, but I'm not saying the religion. I'm saying that the church that he was involved was in support of certain things that are not mainstream. That he kind of like skated. It's kind of like when they found out that Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, and then they started asking him wild questions, and then he all of a sudden from then on, no press can ask him anything about his religion. And that's kind of like what happened
to Chris Pratt. Is that
because
I can't let this go. Let's go back to Mario real quick because I know how I felt when I saw it.
Yeah.
Now, if I remember correctly, you had Chris Pratt and Seth Rogen in the movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but Koopa, the villain was what the movie made, and that soundtrack, that single,
Peaches
went platinum,
blew up because of Jack Black. Like, let's not.
I won't deny that. But who's seen the movie because of Bowser?
Yeah, I will say, the song "Peaches" and his performance was the breakout. I'll say that it was the breakout, but that wasn't the reason people were going to watch it. We weren't going to watch it, but Jack Black.
How many times?
I can name two parts of the movie that caught my attention off the back. One was the opening scene where they're racing through the city, and him and Mario and Luigi are going through all the
side scrolling.
Yeah, that was dope. In Rainbow Road, those two spots right there.
But think about this: how many movies have we reviewed, and me and you, Rand, personally have talked that it's a one watch, and then it dies out. But Mario, I know people that went and paid to see it 4 or 5 times, and these are people with kids.
Okay, I get that, and Mario is, again, his performance was definitely a breakout in that movie. But what I'm saying is the initial viewing, they weren't he wasn't bringing people in. The IP was bringing people in.
That's
like
fair.
That's like going to see. That's
that
like
is fair, but he kept them there. Like think about,
and
then you got to think about who else is playing.
He kept it going, but I'm just saying that, like, I don't think I'm going to give him credit for, the success of that movie. I think the movie itself is dope.
Okay, so this will answer it easily. Okay, so when it's time to come back for the sequel of Super Mario, when Jack Black comes back to the table to negotiate, do you think he should get the same amount of money or he should get more?
I think he should get more, but I think every voice actor is going to get more.
I don't know. I think
this
the
man
fact that
sang
Chris
and
Pratt
acted in the flick. Chris Pratt ain't sing.
Yeah, I can tell you, Chris Pratt is the reason why they're going a different direction with Jurassic Park.
I don't know about that.
Chris Pratt.
I ain't seen the movie yet.
No, because the movie before it, that team didn't bring in people. Like, it tanked compared to the 2 other sequels before it.
You talking about Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
They should have stopped making movies like that.
Well, they made too many of them. They just oversaturated it.
Exactly.
I guarantee you, like,
formulaic.
Next one,
formulaic.
That's different.
This next one is gonna make money. It's gonna make money, and it might be Scarlett Johansson's new money cow, since she's not going back to Marvel.
I just think, I don't know. I'm hesitant to give him credit for the success of Super Mario Brothers, the movie. I will say he did have a very memorable performance. It's kind of like, the success of the first X-Men movie. Like, if you see the first X-Men movie, I'm not going to give Hugh Jackman the credit for the success of that movie, but he did have the breakout role. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But the reason I bring up this argument is because just like Robin Williams,
Big Brothers to get money. That's what you want.
No, it's like even with Robin Williams,
you keep big men in Hollywood.
Hey, every movie role that he's been taking in the last back half of the last 10 years, you don't see anybody else playing them.
That's because he plays himself.
I mean,
but think about this.
But he's built a brand on that style of acting that nobody else can really do.
I agree.
I don't think anybody else could have done this Steve role in
That's what I'm saying. Like, who else could have done it?
Kevin Hart?
No.
I think Kevin Hart could have.
No. I think Kevin Hart, he's horrible.
Kevin Hart could have done that.
No, listen. This is like,
you said he could have?
No, he could not have done this.
I'm just saying Go ahead, Chris.
No, he can't, because I'm not even trying to shit on Jack Black. I love him. I don't even know him as a person. But anything I've seen him in, he's always.
You said that no, sure you do, bro. Y'all hang out. That's where you got that kid from.
Because you think, well, he stole it from me from Minecraft, but with the pork chops, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But nah, even the Kung Fu Panda, like, all 4 of those movies, in my opinion, are good.
Yeah.
There's the only one that outdoes
Nacho
it.
Libre. You think anybody could have played Nacho Libre?
No,
No.
that's
okay.
his role.
No,
Like
I get it.
He's built an acting style that nobody can replace. Like
I
you
get
can't
it. But
copy that.
all I'm saying is right now he's kind of like Norman Reedus. Same look, same thing. He looked exactly the same in Minecraft as he does in fucking Mandalorian.
So-
Okay, well,
So,
look,
so is that his fault because he's playing himself and it works?
No, I'm not saying
Jack Black-
saying
no,
whether
no.
it doesn't work or whatever.
Jack Black was in Mandalorian?
Yes. Season 3.
When?
Season 3. He was like the king of one of the planets.
He was. Lizzo was in that one too.
Okay, I remember. He was okay.
They were just throwing anybody in there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I what was the question that we was talking about?
We were talking
Because
about
trying to-
that. I said this
trying to
movie
take away from my man Thomas Jacob Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Marcus is trying to say like, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I think we totally.
He's
got
on an
it.
iconic run. I think The Rock.
He is.
They gave The Rock his props, but nobody's giving like, yo, a billion-dollar movie is back to back. Not even Marvel's doing that anymore, dog.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is, I'm
He's that guy.
hesitant. I'm
But-
hesitant to
but-
give him the credit for the first ones of those movies. That's all I'm
But
saying.
that's what, yeah, because I'm saying that who went to see the movie because of Jack Black?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Who went to go see Minecraft and Super Mario Bros. Because Jack Black was in it?
Okay, so if you saw the trailer of Minecraft and it was
And it was Kevin Hart.
yeah, or Adam Brody,
Like,
the
man,
guy
turn this off,
the
and
guy
you would
from
turn it
Star
off.
Wars.
No, but if it's the first, if you're a Minecraft fan, it's the first Minecraft movie. You going to see it like Barbie. People went to go see it because it was Barbie, not because Margot Robbie was in it. Sorry.
But what
I
I'm
think it
saying
was a
is the wrong
combination of both.
actor. The wrong actor would have turned you off if you
Yes.
turned this on and it was freaking Bill Burr as.
Hey,
You
man,
know,
I'll
I
watch
like
Bill
Bill
Burr.
Burr.
I don't know.
Watch
Bill
Bill
Burr.
Burr.
Bill Burr's an
I
asshole.
love Bill Burr, but could he do Steve? I mean,
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Honestly, it probably would have been more.
he probably could.
Look! If it was
He probably
Steve
would body
Carell,
that.
if it was Steve Carell,
he
Does
might
Steve
have.
Carell do this?
I might still go see.
Yeah.
Okay, what something Rand said when we first started was he actually was avoiding the movie. I never wanted to see the movie. It's like honestly, when we was picked to watch it, I was like, seriously, out of all movies, this one.
Yeah.
I was like, y'all crack on me because I like anime shit. But you know what? I'm gonna watch it.
But all jokes aside, like even when I acquired this movie, I immediately
You can't swap.
When did you acquire it? With or without
Acquired.
effects?
By which means did you acquire this movie,
each
sir?
one. Either way, when I acquired it initially,
Canal Street Marcos
I
over
immediately
here.
was
Go
like,
on, go on.
I immediately was like, all right, this is for
You
my
sure?
homies that got kids. Like, I didn't reach out to anybody else. Like, people that ask about like Ballerina or anything like that, action movies, stuff that I'm excited to watch again. This was like, oh, that's cool. Like, and I watch
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, we know.
Marcus,
We used
We know.
Marcus,
Yeah,
we,
that's true,
we
yeah.
know your type of movies. I told y'all.
You watch
Like-
it all.
Look, I'm so pissed off about Hard Eyes.
What are you talking about? That
That
movie was
shit-
good.
No, Prom Queen was so much better than Hard
Nah.
Eyes.
Nah. You're telling me
have y'all seen Hard Eyes?
No.
First of all,
I've not.
the main
No,
characters
don't
were
watch the shit.
amazing. Were amazing together. They have good
But
chemistry.
you said
and the
amazing
action
for
was
every
fun.
movie, bro. You said amazing because the AT&T commercial showed 2 black people. Like,
Yeah.
I just think your standards isn't, And you
In
talk about
total.
me trying to talk
Hey.
about that food of the gods.
You said you like everything, dog. You can't.
I don't
you can't.
I don't know, but we're gonna have to do a poll. We're gonna have to do a poll. We're gonna
like-
nominate. We're gonna do a
No,
week
no,
where each one of us goes around and watches a movie that we've seen and says you guys don't like this or
No,
this is
'cause-
one of my
no,
favorite
here's
movies.
the
We
thing.
should
No.
do this.
Now I don't agree with Sarat. I think Sisu actually was a good movie. Was it dope off the top? No, but it wasn't bad.
Mhm.
Sarat shits on that, like
Like
Yeah.
you would have thought
Tuesday
that I
morning.
made him watch to me, and this is probably gonna. I don't know what kind of audience you have, but I saw this movie called. I don't know what it is called. It was like a French movie that it was about a dude that got paralyzed that used to be a diver, and the whole movie was the driest movie ever, and people were like clapping at the end. And I have an open mind, but I was just like, this movie should have just been a documentary. This movie was not good. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I just don't think you like. I just don't think you like heartfelt
Okay.
movies.
Wow.
Okay,
Well, I tell you
Whatever.
what's
You made us
heartfelt.
watch that indigenous people documentary in which I was just
Yeah.
like
And
this
Yeah, it was.
movie, that documentary sucked, and then the people that they highlighted did not highlight. It didn't go over what they were suffering about. It was like they picked these three people that were just good on camera.
but I want to rewind for a minute because
so
Ray was about to say something.
Go ahead.
uh,
I'm sorry, Red.
I
This is
was
how these
man.
podcasts go, by the
Yeah,
way.
we're a little off the rails. So I
Yeah.
want to.
A little ain't the word.
So I want to reel it back a little bit since we're
All
talking
right.
about the genius of Jack Black. Jack
Okay.
Black did in this movie exactly
important.
what he does. He over delivers,
Mm-hmm.
comes in, he's maybe overacting on 12, but
Yep.
also gives you a song. And then wouldn't you know it, just like with Peaches, the song blew up. He did the Lava Chicken song, which was silly, and it comes up on my shuffle sometimes when I'm trying to play songs for my kid. And I was like, what is this? La, 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 lava. But like that song became the shortest song in history to land on a Billboard Hot 100 chart because it's 30 something seconds long. And so this dude just makes hits. Like he's a multi-genre.
Listen,
I'm telling you, when he's going, we're gonna be looking back like, yo, he was a goat.
yeah, listen. Jack Black has skills. I'm not denying that. All I'm saying is the movie wasn't anchored on, okay, Jack Black is hired for this movie.
I think this movie was a vehicle for him. I think this movie, without him, it would have not gotten off the.
But I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, like
please.
he can help in those back channel discussions
Yeah,
that help
he's-
you get funding for these things. So they're like, oh, we think Jack Black is interested. If Jack Black says I'm interested, that helps movies get greenlit.
He's
So
got a
if this
big
was the
enough
case-
name. He's got the clout. He's got the Hollywood clout that
look at
depending
his,
on the
look
movie
at his
that's being
resume,
made.
the bread
because
that he's
this
bringing
movie,
in.
I think this movie got made because of him. Because if you think about it, if you go back, what was it? What was the video game where you toss chickens or whatever over
Angry Birds?
Angry Birds.
Come on,
Angry
man.
Birds.
Flying
got
chickens, you
greenlit
know all about. You should be happy about some flying chickens, bro.
No, but the Angry Birds got greenlit
Nuggets.
before this, and I believe this is an older game, right?
But the movie Angry Birds was terrible. The game was fun.
Movie wasn't good.
No,
Yeah,
look, all
but
I'm
it
saying-
got greenlit before
Listen,
this.
Let me ask
and
you.
it was
Let me
hot.
ask you a question. Do you think if they put Jack Black and Ghost in the Shell, it would have got greenlit?
Ghost in the
That's
Shell.
not his type of movie. Like that's
Yeah.
not even.
I'm just
that's
saying.
a bad decision.
No, all I'm saying is it's like he's okay. His style of acting and the type of IP, was a great marriage. It worked. But I'm saying I don't think if he doesn't get attached, this movie doesn't get made. Because I think Minecraft is gonna get made regardless. But he's just perfect for it. Is all I'm saying.
Okay,
Okay.
but that is fair. But I think that there can be two truths at the same time in this situation.
'Cause
Because
you-
yes, maybe he doesn't sell this movie.
Like,
Even
one-
on the poster I'm looking at, Momoa is in the center.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like it's just but the point is, I think Jack Black being interested brings a whole level of not from a fan point of view, but from a money point of view.
Yeah.
This brings conversations to the table when he says, I'm interested in this movie.
And then
So,
also, if
that's
you think about it, all the other side characters like the sister and Danielle Brooks, Dawn,
Yep.
they literally, even though they were in scenes, you could tell like they're like whatever was in the script initially got cut out because like Dawn really had no arc in the entire movie. The sister barely had an arc. This movie was about Jack Black, and I thought for part of it that Jack Black was going to end up being evil or something.
Yeah, I
Like-
did too, actually.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like when he was like, "I need that," and he was like, "Don't worry about it."
Mhm.
And
I'll be
then I
honest,
was like,
though.
"Oh,
I'll be honest, watching each character's story, I actually was more interested in the sister and Daniel Brooks's story because they felt more real. They felt like they weren't overacting the same way Momoa and Jack Black were. So I actually felt like, I was their journey. I was like, this is actually a little more relatable. I can understand a little more. Those guys were so over the top at times where I was just like, all right, like next scene, let's watch
I
them.
agree. It became almost a turn off sometimes where they're just
Yeah.
like, all right, we get it. Like they gotta dominate the screen every
Yeah.
time they're on it.
Did
and
y'all
they
have
also, I also felt like they had two different scripts at times.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
you know,
I'm
what I mean?
sure there was a lot of improv going on, right?
Like,
I
like
think
Jack
the improv
Black
thing
was
was
like
Jack Black.
dialed into the character, and then Jason Momoa was just saying things just to say things.
Yeah, I think
Like,
Momoa and Jack Black were improv. Did y'all have any moments where y'all actually laughed, where the humor actually hit y'all?
oh, the wrestling of that
Wrestling
was
was
funny.
fun. The chicken jockey
Yeah,
wrestling moment was cool.
yeah, the little
The
kid.
principal though, I thought that was great. That was like a good,
The whole
really good
storyline was
subplot.
amazing.
Yeah,
I
Good.
thought those were the moments where I laughed the most, honestly.
I
Okay.
think
So
she was thrown in the movie because of the success of the TV show. I think they added Jennifer Coolidge,
okay, but real quick though,
who
if there was a principal, what do you think it was? Because I actually did take something from it, but I want to see what you think.
Oh, you mean like what, like a lesson from the movie?
Yeah,
that you got to be yourself no matter what people think.
Hmm.
Listen, don't try to spin kick doors.
I didn't. No, okay.
when Jason Momoa goes spin kick, I actually laughed out loud.
That was funny. A little spin
That
kick.
and when they jumped off I forget what, I think it was off the mountain, and Jack Black was riding on Jason Momoa. I actually laughed at that.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was like, "Hey man, stop pulling my hair."
There's a couple of good ones, man.
Yeah.
I mostly the principal. I think
That's
That's
where
what I'm
all the
saying.
adults like.
And
I
she
felt
was
like that
like-
was a check-in with the parents, wasn't that? Like
yeah,
that whole
I feel like
thing?
it's like, hey, make sure y'all still here. Okay, watch this, just to keep them watching because all it was just madness running around in the world. So they had to give them something else. She's like, at the dinner, they asked, "Are you finished?" And she says, "No, he's Swedish."
Yeah.
But we're done with the meal though. It's like, dude, this is
No, there was
dumb humor.
When she hit him, she was like, "Oh no, not again." Do you want to sue me? People always sue me when I hit them.
Oh, your head is big.
Uh,
Okay, so here's one. Okay, so one character that I didn't like at all, and it's just because of the way they portrayed him, is the main, not the villain, not the witch pig, but her kind of like main henchman.
okay.
Okay.
Because the way he had him,
kept screaming.
the one she kept
Chung-
yelling
is
at
that
to go do stuff.
Chungus? General Chungus.
Chungus, yeah, because like the way they had him talk, it's very cynical. It's almost like they don't take anything seriously. They're like, oh hey, what's up? Hey guys, we're about to run out. Make sure everybody get some of this, but just little sips, please. I'm just it makes me go. I don't feel any emotion in those moments because it just feels like, hey, try to say something funny,
But
but that's not. Maybe it's not for me.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
the witch, the pig witch, the one time that she actually got me, what is it, Malgosha, that she got me to laugh out loud was towards the end because I like that stupid humor when she was like, get closer, get closer. He's like, you better not have a knife. And she's like, I don't.
Oh,
That literally was the funniest part of the movie for me.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
no,
good.
she's like,
but I mean,
seriously.
Before we get to the end of the episode, Rand, I know you got some new music coming out. Why don't you tell the people who are listening about your next project and what's on the horizon for you?
Hey, well, what's up, people? So here it is. I'm a independent musician, and I've dropped my second children's album. It's called Buddies.
Sorry, my bad. That was my calendar. I was trying to give you, that was an intro song. That's your introduction.
Oh, they get a little theme music for this.
Yeah, only you though.
This joint's called Buddies Magic.
hold on, wait, time out. Hold on. No, I know interest music. Stop here.
Because I don't have any,
Every superhero gets their own
Yeah,
gets theme
I was gonna
music,
put
right?
I was gonna put the KFC theme.
Not
Yes.
for,
Yeah.
They got no theme. You better off saying Popeyes.
Rand ain't
okay.
never gonna come back.
Yeah.
He ain't never gonna come
That
back and do an
chicken
episode because of it.
Popeye.
I mean, I could get some fried chicken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can go get Popeyes.
Yeah.
But okay, my bad, Ray. I'll let you finish.
I don't know how. Speaking of chicken,
I feel step away.
they managed to make the square chicken in the movie look really
Really good,
tasty.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
I don't know how.
Was
It
I
looked
the
really
only
tasty.
one that was like, why are they eating, not knowing what the?
Yes, it's chicken. It's chicken. You eat the
No,
chicken.
but it's like it's square chicken. I'm like, I don't know about this. That's just
Look,
me.
man,
You ain't ever been to a Greek shop and they got the chicken and they just shave it off?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
called
yeah.
the gyro.
Yeah, and it's chicken.
It's chicken.
Yeah.
No,
But-
it looked tasty though.
It,
Yeah.
it did.
They made
It
it look
did.
good.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right,
Yeah.
yeah. Tell us more about your project.
My bad. My bad. I had a moment.
From
All
the
right.
top,
I
Rand. I,
ain't never had no
apologize
issue.
for these guys.
You know what I'm saying?
Chicken came to the forefront. Chris is like, hold on, wait. I need
right,
this.
like, watch everything. Chicken. So Buddy's Magic Toy Box is the name of the album. You can go get it wherever you. It's on your phone right now. You can go on your Spotify, your Apple, your YouTube Music, your whatever. Type in Buddy's Magic Tree House, and you can hear the new album. It's 14 tracks of hot fire. There's hip hop. There's jazz. There's Jersey club. There's R&B. There's ska. There's rock. There's all types of genres of me just having fun. Songs for my kids. Songs for me. Songs for life. They might make you a better person. So check it out. It is
It's a
called
good
Buddy's Magic
album. Good
Treehouse.
album.
When you were
Couple
going, when you were recording it, like what was going through your mind? Like, did you have an idea for this project when you were putting it together? Like, were you trying to go for something specific, or?
Yeah, I just realized like I was trying to hit everything that I hadn't hit on the last project. I did a kid's album in 2023, and my kid then was like 2. And so now he's 3, 3.5. And so it's like he's grown up, he's got more things to say, he's got more experiences. So I want the album to kind of grow up with him. So
Yeah.
I just kind of talked to him. So it's like the conversations that we've had, the situations he's run into, maybe the difficulties he's had. These are the things that I want to start putting into the songs, like how to make friends, brushing your teeth, and things that he goes through as a kid. So that's just gonna keep like hopefully growing up with him.
Yeah.
And I wrote like 40 something songs and then had to chop them down into 14. And so it was not an easy process, but
Is
but
there,
it
are there
but
are
only the
there any
best.
are there any that you were like, man, I really don't want to let this go, but it just doesn't fit.
Yes. I had to get opinions from a bunch of people that I trust, and they all kind of said the same thing about a couple songs. They're like, these are great, but they don't fit on this album.
Yeah.
So use them later.
Yeah.
Just like when I was writing a book, there's people who say, oh, save this chapter for the next book. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't have to go in the garbage. It just might not fit for this thing. But it's really hard to let go of your baby, your creation. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure
I
you've
just
done
did.
super dope designs and been like, man, you don't want this? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, this is fire. And
Yeah.
so that's one of those things where, hey, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. So you just, you hope to fit in on the next thing. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Chris
that's
drops his
all.
babies off about twice a day in the toilet. It's just
Dang.
all right. So, like, okay, if anybody, Chris, you got any questions for Rand and his music? Obviously, this is the first time y'all have actually even met. Like,
It is, yeah.
so
No, no, I'd actually,
Chris is a big hip hop head. Well, not big hip hop. He
no,
likes that baby
He's like,
making music
nah, not really.
because
no,
he's got
no.
like 25
I
kids.
used to like R. Kelly, but we don't talk about that anymore.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that's
but,
Unless
no,
it's DMX,
uh,
and
no,
you're
I'm
wearing
not,
leather,
no,
he's not with it.
no, I'm definitely a DMX fan. Favorite rapper of all time.
that's
That's me.
DMX.
But I love music. Probably can't see it, but it's tattooed on my face.
Oh,
I love music. Music is a way for me for communication.
That's that reverse revitiligo.
yeah. That's what's up. But
No,
play the album for the kid. I think he'll dig it. It might get him
okay.
to go to sleep. You know?
No, sleeping is always good. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But no, I definitely would love to see what you got. Just like I said, because I love music.
Yeah,
Like music is expression, it's story, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
communication.
Chris, yeah, like I said, Chris has like 25 kids that he knows about. Like, what would be if the first song you tell Chris to play for his kids off the album?
I like Give Me the Fruit because it's all about just eating healthy.
The fruit,
And
give me the fruit.
my kid loves fruit. So it's inspired by Biggie, Give Me the Loot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So same
Huh.
thing. It was like I'm inspired by a lot of really dope, great hip hop. And so I just try to put that into the songs that I make. So Give Me the Fruit.
Dope.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's dope.
that's a good
So,
start.
All right, so final thoughts on the movie. Rand, obviously you picked this movie, so what are your final thoughts on?
I would like to apologize for picking this movie.
thank
Because
you. Thank you for owning
I
up to it.
didn't
Marcos, take notes, goddammit.
I just, this isn't it's a really ridiculous movie. And I think that was on purpose. So it's
Yeah.
not like I came in disappointed about that. But we're not the audience for this movie.
Yeah.
And so overall, I give it like a 6. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't bad, but it also ain't for me. That's it.
What about you, Marcos?
Yeah, I'm not the target audience. I don't hate it. I don't love it.
How you not the target? You made the movie. How you not the target audience?
Contrary to what Sarat and Chris are saying, yeah, but from what I did like was Jack Black, and I like Jason Momoa, and the kid actually was a good lead, and maybe I would have joined it if I would have had a kid that would have been age appropriate to watch this, but yeah, but I I did like the attempts of them trying to keep the adults in the room checked in with the principal thing, with some of the jokes, like the movie opened up with an eviction, and I was just like, imagine you turn into your kid like, "Hey, mom, dad, what is an eviction?" And you you have to explain what that is. But yeah, if we're giving it a numeric value, I'll give it like a 6 as well. You know,
What about you, Chris?
I have to say I did take one thing from the movie. As far as the movie goes itself, it was like it was okay to watch. Um, like I said, full of madness, a whole bunch of animation stuff. Like, what's going on here? But when he said the part at the end, which I know I might get it wrong, where he said, it's always easier to destroy something than it's to try to create something new.
Yeah.
And the cowards do that. I thought that was real. You know what I'm saying? It's always easy to destroy something versus trying to create something better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I took that. I did take that from the movie.
Yeah.
Like no matter how hard it is, it's still worth it in the end.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna agree with the consensus that I think I'm not in the age range for the movie. Like I saw some stuff in there where I was like, okay, I think if I was a kid, I might have laughed out loud for that. Or like, there's certain things that happen in the movie where I'm like, oh, like, yeah, if I was a little kid, it'd be really funny, or I'd, tell my mom or dad about that. But, as far as an adult watching it, yeah, you're not gonna have a terrible time. You might get a little bored because you just, it's just not for you. It's a little crazy. The storyline is very simple, even though it's more about living in that world. I do think though, they should have just let the world be itself, because it's kind of hard, right? The idea of Minecraft, like you're just trying to make a movie set in this world. So I think that's what they should have did versus trying to explain away the world in the beginning. Like I don't think you need to do as much explain. Just let the world be itself, and then just craft a good movie that takes place.
They
in
had
that
the blueprint with Lego Movie. Lego Movie just existed.
Yeah.
But Lego movie was done so much better.
No, it is, but that's because I think they focus on the story and less about, Okay, so there you go, Marcos. Lego Movie. Did people go watch it for Will Ferrell and Chris Pratt, or did they go watch it because it was a Lego movie, the first Lego movie?
I think anything that Will Ferrell attaches his name to draws people. But it was a Lego centric movie.
Yeah,
people went for Lego, but they stayed for Will Ferrell.
I don't know if they stayed for Will Ferrell, to be honest with you.
I stay for Batman.
Everything is awesome. No, but yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like, sometimes again, some movies, depending on the name that's attached to it, you're going to get more budget behind it. I just think a movie like Minecraft, movie like Lego, Super Mario Bros., I think those were going to have great budgets regardless, because I don't think it was about the actors, and I think it was about the IP. Obviously, you're finding the right actor for the roles, obviously.
But $150 million budget is that's a TV show budget nowadays. Like they really made a lot of bread off this movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying it's Minecraft. Come on, if you had the money to buy the IP of Minecraft to make a movie, you wouldn't be like, oh, only if I could get Jack Black in it. No, I'd be like, no, I'm getting this IP because I know it's gonna go gangbusters. That's it.
But if you would have put, somebody else in that role, like Shane Gillis, who's amazing, but Shane Gillis would have not pulled off this.
Like we
movie.
don't know. Yeah, and I think Marcos makes a good point. Like it's Jack Black's character and his charisma can bring people back. You know what I mean? Like the repeat watches and the streams are what's keeping this movie to continue to, to be a successful.
It's the number one
IP.
streaming movie, and I think if it wasn't for Sinners coming out on Friday, it would have probably remained the number one streaming movie on the Max platform.
Yeah.
For a good foreseeable future.
You know what I mean? It's doing numbers. And so we could say yes, it's because of the franchise, but I mean, the first Mario movie didn't do crazy numbers. You know what I mean? Like there's different franchises that when they try to do them and if they failed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Jack Black hasn't failed since like 2014. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I think that's what we was going back to before. Like I'm not knocking him as actor or what he does. I think his craft is really, really amazing, but he's never the star actor, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just don't. I just don't think he's the guy, that the driving force behind people going to see the movie. They might go see part 2 because of him. Yes, I'll give him credit for that because what he did. But I just don't think this initial viewing. Yeah, like I said, I went to see X2 because 1, I love X-Men, but 2, Hugh Jackman was Wolverine, but he wasn't the reason I saw X-Men.
But bro, if they completely swapped out Hugh Jackman for X2, that wouldn't make you hesitate on coming back.
I would.
No, it would because
Oh,
he
yeah,
because he knocked it out of the park in part one.
There
Oh,
you
so
go.
Wolverine was the best character,
Right.
and they
So
picked the right guy to do it.
But
Yeah.
but like if you had someone else playing Wolverine, would you go like I'm not going to watch it because they got freaking Kevin James playing Wolverine?
Like let's look at Deadpool.
First of all,
Wolverine
that's
for a
another
minute.
one. You think Kevin James would have made money here?
Kevin
I
James.
actually think he could have.
Nah.
I think Kevin James could pull this off.
No,
You know what?
Not even
That's
Adam
actually-
Sandler.
Adam Sandler's too. I don't know. I think he just does a lot extra too sometimes.
Nah,
I don't know. Kevin James might have pulled it off.
I think Kevin James or Sandler could have did it,
No.
especially with the singing too. Adam can sing, bro.
Yeah, but Adam cannot keep it PG to save his life.
You ever seen pictures?
You ever seen Leo?
Oh yeah, Leo. Him and Bill Burr and Leo is great. Yeah.
Like I would like to see Bill Burr just to see if he could keep
Bill
Pete.
Burr in this role would be crazy.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him try.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If there was like an audition tape, oh my god, I'd love to see it.
And who's gonna play the Momoa character? Who is it gonna be? Kevin Hart again?
No. Okay, so here's the thing.
You know who could have done the? You know who could have done, and it would have been a lot enjoyable. What's his name? Jason Statham.
Yeah, Jason Statham could have did that.
Because
Yeah.
Jason Statham is funny, but he doesn't do a lot of funny roles, and he's
Yeah.
also a really good actor. Because people forgot he's a thespian. He went to school for acting, which is crazy to me.
Yeah,
For a guy that
Oh,
just
yeah.
likes karate chopping people.
but he was also a high diver.
These guys
Yeah.
come in well rounded before they land into the thing that we know them for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's funny. Speaking of his whole look, I remember he was on a talk show, maybe it was Conan or somebody, and they were like, "Yo, you kind of got like a like a wrestler kind of vibe, with the glasses and everything. You kind of look like this guy Jey Uso." And he showed him a picture, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not familiar." He's like,
Oh,
like,
Jason said that?
Jason Momoa said that. He's like, "Nah." He's like, "We were kind of going for like a macho man. This is nah." I don't.
I actually saw Bret Hart.
I can
That's-
see- I can
that's-
see-
Yeah,
I can see the
that.
Bret
That's
Hart.
character-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, he was too busy doing what was it? That Canadian drama, Wholesome Dove or something like that.
Lonesome Dove, bro.
Wholesome Dove. Wholesome Dove.
Wholesome Dove.
Dove. That's hilarious.
That's
Yeah.
the soap opera version. Like, no.
Well, anyways, that's the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. Once again, it is your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
Your boy Marcos, aka at the Sunset Kid 56.
Your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Ford Delta. We get out there.
Ran, why don't you let the people know where they can find you online?
What's up, y'all? I'm MegaRan. It's easy. You can find me anywhere. You just type in MegaRan. You can squish it together, but it looks like Meg Ryan when you look at it real fast. You're like, "Oh, was that Meg Ryan?" No, it was not Meg Ryan that followed you. It was MegaRan. Yeah, so check it out. MegaRan.com. There's I'm on MegaRan on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, all those things. So holla at me.
All right. Catch y'all next week.
Peace.
I'm a warrior.